Your issue didn't even start with you. So no wonder why you keep trying to fix yourself, get rid of it, but it keeps coming back. Someone, somewhere, generations back, had unresolved trauma, some unresolved pain that was unhealed, and it got passed down generation after generation. And now, today, you are living with that burden, that fate, that trauma, reliving the memory of an ancestor. So, how are you supposed to figure out who you're entangled with and what you're entangled with and how to get rid of it? My name is Megan, and I'm here to tap you into the powerful healing and transformation of the Morphic field. In this video, we're going to look at your issue and how it relates to generational trauma, passed down trauma in your family system. You're going to begin to identify where in your family system that trauma originated. Why is it important to watch this video and discover what generational trauma I may be carrying? Because when you have a 90-minute one-on-one constellation with me, we release you from that generational trauma that you're carrying so that you can be free, peaceful, clear, living your own life. I want you to discover that it's possible to actually release yourself from these issues you've had your entire life. Let's begin the tabletop constellation now. So grab your post-it notes and a pen. You can also follow along like it's a meditation as well. So we're drawing the arrow up top. This is the direction that the parts are facing in the field. We're going to bring you in this present moment into the field. So we're writing me now. Let's place you into the center, facing forward. And then we're going to bring in the next part, again, drawing that arrow. Let's draw let's write generational trauma. Generational trauma. So this is trauma that has been passed down through the generations to you. So trauma that your ancestors experienced. We're going to take a look at it. We're going to see what hasn't been seen in your family system. So let's place generational trauma in front of you now. And we're going to place our hand on first you in this present moment, you now. Let's really get present to you in this present moment, noticing what you're noticing. So allowing the energy and information through the field to come to you. What are you presencing when you look towards generational trauma? What information's coming through the field to you? What energy are you feeling? So perhaps you're feeling some sort of heaviness, a burden, weighted down, stuck. The energy of trauma. Allow this to come in, allow it to be seen. What are you beginning to see when you look towards generational trauma? What are you seeing in your family system? Our family is interconnected. We are interconnected with those who came before us, with our family system, our ancestors. So begin to see your relationship with your ancestors. What trauma are you noticing that you're experiencing in some form today? When we see it, when we witness it, that's when we begin to heal it. That's when we begin to move it. That's when we can free ourselves. But first, we want to witness what hasn't been seen, what hasn't been acknowledged, what hasn't been healed in our family system, such that we're experiencing it today. Take a few moments to observe. Some of you may be recognizing your ancestors, your family members, grandparents, great-grandparents. Some family members coming through you may not know. So the origin of the trauma may have originated many generations back. You can get a sense of how far back the trauma goes. So notice if it's down your mother's line, your father's line, or both. There may be some relationship trauma that you're experiencing in some form today. When a child died young in the womb or died young from a disease, an accident, incredible pain that was not fully honored, felt, unfelt, unprocessed trauma gets passed down. There may have been a horrific accident, There may have been a victim perpetrator situation in your family, either between a family members or with an outside person, somebody outside your family system too. So perhaps there was a victim in your family or even a perpetrator in your family. So that also, when we have a victim perpetrator circumstance with someone outside of our family system, that also entangles us with that family system too. And we can relive a similar victim perpetrator energy as well until that's resolved. Abuse in the family. So spouses who there was physical, verbal abuse, parent to child abuse. See how that is relating to your experience of you today, the trauma that you are observing, feeling, the energy of it. How is it showing up in your life today? Separation from parents. So if a child was separated from a mother or father, and that could be from war, that could be from an illness, maybe the mother died, or the child got sick and was taken away. So this separation from parents can cause great trauma, that again, that memory gets passed down. It may show up in our lives in a different way. We may still feel that same pain, that same separation, never fully being able to connect with another in our relationships, in our family, but also in our relationships. How is it living with you today? We mentioned war. So the effects of war 2-3 generations back, when those who went to war came back from war, not many talked about it. And oftentimes they took the life of somebody, or they saw so much trauma. Their comrades died. So much tragedy was not talked about. The pain wasn't healed. It was unresolved. And again, that memory gets passed down, especially if there's a victim perpetrator energy, that a circumstance that happened with an ancestor. So again, that can show up many different ways. Even physical illnesses that we have, like body pains. Why do I have this particular body pain or rash on my feet? Well, we may find out that something happened in the war 3 generations back that relates to that rash on the foot. Guys, many of this we just don't know. How do we know that our issue that we just can't seem to get rid of or heal from began 3-4 generations back, and we're still carrying that? How are we supposed to know that? When you have a one-on-one session with me, we go to the origin of where your trauma, your issue that you're carrying today began, which could have originated several generations back. Even if you don't know your family members, through the field, we'll be able to bring your ancestors in to discover the original disconnect, the original exclusion, the original trauma, so that we can support your ancestors in healing, and so that we can support your release from that issue, your healing. You do not have to be entangled with another's fate. You do not have to carry the trauma and burdens of another. So by the end of the 90-minute constellation, we got to the origin of the issue that you are carrying for your family. We release you from that trauma. We hold space for your ancestors to heal. If they are not fully crossed over because of their trauma, because they're stuck in that trauma, we help them fully cross over so that they can be at peace and rest, and so that you are free to live your own life, released from the issue. There's a reason why you are carrying this trauma. Those of us who are sensitive, those of us who are here to heal ourselves and to support the healing of our family system, we carry a lot of the burdens, the unresolved traumas in our family system because we can. And so now here's your opportunity to finally heal yourself, to finally heal your family system. What else are you noticing about the generational trauma in your family that you may be carrying? We're going to complete this short snapshot constellation in just a moment. See if there are any last messages for you before we do complete. See if your spirit team can support you here. See if your ancestors are ready for their deep healing. All right, we'll leave this here. Thank you for doing this deep healing. I love constellation work because we finally get to the origin of really what's holding you back in life and move it, clear you, free yourself. Visit my website, themorphicfield.com, to learn more about one-on-one sessions. I'm excited to work with those who are ready for this powerful work. On my website, there is a link for a free 15-minute call. During our call, we will look at your issue and we will discover what the origin of your issue is and how a one-on-one constellation work can free you from that issue. If you got something out of this video, please hit that like button and remember to subscribe to my channel.